What's up, everybody? Welcome to another Kinstretch class brought to you by Stretch Effect. My name is Coach Luke, and I'll be taking you through today's 25-minute hip-focused Kinstretch class. So today's class is going to be a tad different from the other hip classes that we've done before, because normally we do, we'll do our cars, which we're going to do today, but we're normally do some tails and rails, followed by some pass rush holds, lift-offs, all that good stuff. So what we're going to do today is just not going to do the pails and rails, so this would be a good class for the morning before you start your day, although you could definitely do pails and rails in the morning. But it's also a good class, maybe 25-minute, if you have an extra time that you want to do before your workout. You could do it post-workout, kind of as a cool down, or you could do it as like a recovery day activity after, say, a leg day or something like that, something that you may feel stiff and sore through the hips. This is really just going to get the blood flowing. We want to get everything moving, rotating. We're going to be doing some internal rotational lift-offs, external rotational lift-offs, and just generally just getting the hips moving, blood flowing, feeling good. So without further ado, let's just get right into some side lying hip cars. So you're going to lay on your side, have your yoga block right under your head. Grab the other yoga block, take it right in front of me. I'm going to go here, or I can hook it there. Whatever works better for you. Get a good full body contraction, right? So take it in, solidify the torso, make sure everything's nice and locked in. You can start the knees at 90 or about 45 degrees here or here. So I'm going to start there. Go that kind of bottom half of the yoga block right over the top of the rib cage. That's what you want your ribs to stay down. You're not extending the spine, right? So stay down, squeeze, flex, abduct, internally rotate, and come through. Extend, lift, around, down. We'll go 2 more. 3 hip cars here. Rotate, down, up, and just reverse it. Back, extension, lift, over, and down. Last one, lift, up, in, around. Keep the core tight, keep squeezing that block nice and tight. If you're using one, over, around, and down, and we will switch. Go up the head. Hug the elbow block front. We want to think upper body tension, so squeezing that block will match the tension of the hip. Okay, so good squeeze, good brace, lock in the body. Everything stays tight. Flexion, abduction, internally rotate and extend through. Squeeze on that block, extend the hip, lift, around, and down. Up, open as far as you can, drive this leg down as far as you can go before your body wants to open up. Around, reverse, over, and down. Last one here. Flexion, abduction, internal rotation to extension, back to flexion, back to extension, and just retrace that motion back. Nothing else moves, super slow, and relax. Okay, so we're going to go back to the other side. We're going to do internal rotation, lift-offs. So you can take that block back under the head just like we started. You can go with your knees at about 45 degrees, or you can bring them up to 90. Those are both viable positions to train from. If you normally used to train at 45, train at 90. I'm going to go here, squeeze that block. I'm going to take this hand here. I can go this hand here. I can go this hand here, kind of in the kind of space between my rib cage and my pelvis. Because that a lot of times, as you lift, you'll want to crunch. So I just want to think. Keep that nice and tight like a side plank. I'm going to squeeze the juice out of the block here. Make sure that as I go forward, I'm not doing that, right? I want to make sure I get a good squeeze. Put down a little more. I'm just going to lift. Come back down. Okay, rest of the body stays still. This hand can just hold here. Whatever feels comfortable. If you only have one block, use it between the knees, then use your hand. Take a breath in. Full body contraction. Squeeze the block. Lift. Back in. We got 15 reps here. Lift, 2, lift, 3. Make sure we keep it nice tight here. Lift, 4. Squeeze that block tight the whole time. Lift, 5. Lift, 6. Lift, 7. Lift, 8. Lift, 9. Every time we lift, right? Think I'm gonna go up here. I'm gonna hold. We'll squeeze here. Make sure nothing else moves. Push into that boundary. Back down. We got 5 more here. Stay tight. Lift. Again, if you want to add a little element to it, take this hand, slide it under. Feel the space in between the ribcage and the floor. That'll just make things even more challenging. See how my internal rotation immediately will change. And there we got 3 more here. Lift. 1. Lift. 2. Last one. Lift. Back down and switch sides. Block on the head. Block between the knees. Like I said before, 45 or 90. Personally, I usually do 45, so that's why I'm going 90. Either one works for you, whichever one feels more uncomfortable, right? You want to do the one that you're not as good at. That's where the real training improvements come, right? So breath in, fill this space here, so kind of press into the side here, squeeze the block, lift, down, 15 reps, lift, down, 2, lift, down, 3, lift, down, 4, lift, down, 5, 10 more, lift, down, 6, lift, down, 7, lift, down, 8, lift, down, 9, lift, down, 10, 5 more. We've done 10 reps already, so just reset your tension, recheck your body position, make sure nothing else has moved, make sure I'm not rolling forward, make sure everything stays still, lift, 11, squeeze that block, lift, 12, lift, 13, squeeze, lift, 14, and lift, 15, very good. Okay, we go into a side lying 90-90 position. That will be either, you have a few options, like normal. So we just did the right hip, so let's go left hip, so we'll stay on that same side. Bottom leg will be at 90, so my top leg can be straight, so I have options here, right? So I can lay all the way on my side. That's gonna make it a little bit easier to lift that leg up, lift the foot, or the knee down, lift the foot down. You go to here, put my rib cage is more down. There, I can lift the rib cage, stay tight, fill the space. A little more challenging. I could go rotate out here. A little more challenging. I can put my hand where my elbow would be. More challenging. And then what I could also do is I can take this top leg to a 90-90 position. So now I'm in a side lying 90-90 with the back leg at 90, right? So this would be side lying 90. Sideline 99, right? So this immediately will make things more challenging as well. So find the one that works best for you. What you can also do is you can throw the yoga block under the leg, lift from there as well. So you got options. Find the one that's best for you, the most challenging, but allows you to do it. Get your foot an inch or two off the ground without you having to move your body to do it, right? So if I have to move my body from here, that would just tell me that I need to either take this leg straight or shift my body closer to the floor. Personally, I will do it from 90-90, but whatever position again is best for you, because this is going to allow me to put off a couple inches off the floor, but it's not going to make it impossible or I don't have to compensate to do so. So 15 reps. Stay tight. Drive the front knee into the floor and lift. 1, lift, 2, lift, 3, lift, 4, lift, 5, lift, 6, lift, 7, lift, 8, drive that front knee down, lift, 9, lift, 10, lift, 12, lift, 13, lift, 14, by the knee, lift, 15, and switch. One hip may be better than the other, and on my left tends to not be quite as good. So you may need to change positions, right? You may need to find just that allows you, again, just to do it well without any compensation, right? One thing we also want to do this thing. We talk about take a breath in, right? You take a breath in. You want to fill all this space, right? So practice your diaphragmatic breathing too. As I inhale, stomach presses out, but also into the side, into my back. So if I can fill this space, create pressure, that's going to allow me to have a little more stability. It's going to allow me to get a little bit more out of the target joint. Okay, just take a breath in. Back there down, and then stay tight. Knee, torso, knee presses down. Lift. Lift. 2. Lift. 3. Lift. 4. Lift. Down. 5. 10 more. Lift. Down. 6. Lift. Down. 7. Lift. Down. 8. Lift. Down. 9. Lift. Down. 10. 5 more. Lift. Down. 11. Lift. Down. 12. Lift. Down. 13. Lift. Down. 14. Last one. Lift. Down. And 15. Very good. So that was internal rotation and external rotation. So we're just going to keep going out through the rest of our joints. So the next one we're going to do is flexion and extension. So flexion, we're going to be doing figure 4, straight leg hip flexion. We've done our hip flexion classes thus before, just our hip classes. You're probably familiar with these. We'll go figure 4, and then we will also go into a quadruped for hip extension. So here, I'll scoot back. I just want to get a figure 4 position, so my front leg, whichever leg I'm working, is straight. I will take instep, bottom of my right foot into the inside of my thigh. From there, you can have a few different options. You can go hands behind you, make sure my chest stays tall the whole time, lean back, and then I can lock my leg out and lift back down. I can also point my toe, lift from there. Just make sure the leg stays squeezed, squeeze the quad as tight as you can, and then lift the leg from there. What you can also do is you can go into a more upright position. Right, so now you go from there. I can lift. What my goal is just like with the internal and external rotation. I want to be as challenging as it can be, but doable. Get the leg anywhere between 1 to 3 or 4 inches off the floor. So if you're back here and it's like here, right, that's too much. So I can lean forward. The closer my chest becomes, the lower my torso angle is, the harder it's going to be. So you can be here. That's going to be pretty challenging, right? You can your hands here, squeeze, lift. Hands out here, squeeze, lift up, slowly back down. So you don't want to thud it down, right? You want to think of it parachuting down. So we're going to do 15 for figure 4 hip flexion. Find the best position for you. It allows you to do it, put that leg off the ground every time. Squeeze here, squeeze here. We got 15 reps, most sides. Ready? Big breath. Back the air down, squeeze the quad and lift. Down. 1, lift. 2, lift, down, 3, lift, down, 4, lift, down, 5, lift, down, 6, lift, down, 7, lift, down, 8, lift, down, 9, lift, down, 10. We got 5 more. Reset your tension, reset your position if you need to. Make sure both sit, both stay down. You need to come down, close your torso angle a little bit, put your hands in front of you. You can start again. We got 5 more here. Ready? And lift. 1, lift. Down. 2, lift. Down. 3, lift. Down. 4, lift. Down. And 5. Ooh. So sides. Right and left leg may be different. So you may need to be in a different position. First couple reps, you think it's like experimental or tester reps. Find the ones that are best for you. Find the position that's best for you. I personally enjoy hands in front, keep my chest up, and then, like you saw, the last 5 reps, I'm gonna go hands in front just to make this a little bit more challenging. lock out the leg, either point or flex your ankle, it's up to you. Squeeze, chest tall, lift, down, 1, lift, down, 2, lift, down, 3, lift, down, 4, lift, down, 5, lift, down, 6, lift, down, 7, lift, down, 8, lift, down, 1, lift, down, and 10, okay? 5 more reps. Want to make it more challenging, you can. You don't have to. You can stay at the same position. Close the torso angle a little bit. Use the hands for stability. We're just going to give yourself a little base. Squeeze that quad first. Good brace. Breath in. Lift. 1. Lift. 2. Lift. 3. Lift. 4. Last one. Squeeze. Lift. And 5. Woo. Check them out. Take a little breather. It's water if you need it. We got extension. So we got leg extension, then we'll go adduction and abduction, and we'll call it a day. So extension. Again, if you've done our extension classes before, or hip classes, you know that our most challenging position, so if I'm doing my right leg extension, most challenging would be ankle plantar flex, so that's ankle down, all the way down here, because that puts us into the maximum amount of lumbar flexion, so we're not going to be able to get any help from our spine extension to lift that leg. So you can go from here to here, and just try to lift the leg. You see that I can't necessarily do it unless I shift it forward. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tuck this left toe under, and I'm going to sit back, go from here, or I could go from here. So the higher up I am, it's going to be a little easier. You may get a little lumbar extension. The goal is to not get any, but a little bit is better than a lot, which is what most people do when you see that, right? Or when you see at the gym, which is here, right? That's a lot of lumbar extension. We want to minimize it as much as possible. Okay, so I'm gonna go from here, like my hands on the floor, lock out my leg, it's the middle of my mat, so even. From there, lock in. Try to grab heel to the sky. Really feel glute. You probably feel some hamstring as well. So just get locked in, take a breath. And lift. 1. Lift. 2. Lift. 3. Lift. 4. Lift. 5. Lift. 6. Lift. 7. Lift. 8. Try to lock out the leg. Lift. 9. Lift. 10. 5 more. Take a breath. Full body contraction. Squeeze the leg, squeeze the quad, squeeze the glute. Lift. 11. Lift. 12. Lift. 13. Lift. 14. Lift. 15. Very good. So if you've done those, we call them donkey kicks, right in the gym, right, where you're here and you're going, you're not really feeling your glute, you automatically are going to feel the one we just did a lot more, right? So you, like we've said for all the other lift-offs we've done today, the goal is to make it as challenging as possible while still doable without compensation, right? So if you do 15 in that position, maybe a minimal lumbar extension, minimal, it's better than a lot, obviously, and the more you do it, the better connection, better neural drive you get to the target tissue, the better you'll get at squeezing that glute and getting hip extension from our hip extensors, which is our glute, right? So set up on the other side. So I'm going to tuck my toe, and sit back. Now find that, that's going to put me into lumbar flexion. My back leg is locked down as much as I can. It may get some slight knee bend. It's okay, we're just working on controlling that as much as possible. Hands here, again, you can go hands here, whatever works best for you. Lock out, full body brace, squeeze the glute, lift, 1, lift, 2, lift, 3, lift, 4, lift, 5, lift, 6, lift, 7, lift, 8, lift, 9, last one, no, sorry, 10. Take a breath. Sorry. We got 5 more. Trick to that. Okay. Take a breath. Full body contraction. Lock out the leg and lift. 1. Lift. 2. 3 more. Lift. 3. Lift. 4. Last one. Lift. And 5. Woo. Hip extension. That's usually the toughest one for most people, right? Because we're used to extending from our lower back or other areas of our body most of our life, so that's going to be quite a wake-up call. Okay, so let's go adduction. So we're going to go side leg position. This is going to be very similar to the setup of your external rotation. So you can be here, bottom leg straight, left heel is right on front of the quad. So as I lift up this way, I'm not shooting forward with that foot. This position on the elbow may be too much for people. So you can drop down to your head. There, you get too much, go here, you get too much there, here, you get too much there, keep this, rotate out, press there, or, and we go where my elbow would go. That's going to be it's going to be a very advanced variation, but it's certainly not out of the question if you have the ability. It's all about finding the challenge that allows you to complete it without compensation, okay? Lock out the right leg, think to lift your heel, not your toe, but think to lift the heel. That's going to be a little bit more focused. Adduction on the inside of your right leg. Lock out. Full body brace. Lift. 1. Lift. 2. We got 15. Lift. 3. Lift. 4. Lift. 5. Lift. 6. Lift. 7. Lift. 8, lift, 9, lift, 10, 5 more, lift, 11, lift, 12, lift, 13, lift, 14, last one, lift, 15, very nice. Switch sides, left elbow, hips may be different, just like all the other ones we've done, so you may need to find a different position. Challenges you, allows you to do it well. Lock out the left leg, right heel is right on my left thigh, left elbow is lined up with the rest of my body. Set, full body brace, left in and lift. 1, lift, 2, lift, 3, lift, 4, lift, 5, lift, 6, lift, 7, 8 more, lift, 9, lift, 10, 5 more, lift, 11, lift, 12, last 3, make sure they're perfect, lift, 13, lift, 14, last one, lift, and 15, very good. Take a breath. All right, we are almost there. Okay, we got hip adduction, so we're going to do adduction from what's called a modified Cossack position. So we normally do adduction from a 90-90, which is a great position to do it from. We're going to do the left hip, we're going to do right hip modified Cossack. So think about like a butterfly position. I'm going to take this right leg out to the side. So I'm going to think inside of my foot will be on the floor. If you have the ankle mobility, you can go foot flat, but that's you don't have to. And then I'm going to lean out as far as I can to where that I can get this leg off the ground. So you should feel upper outer hip really firing up there when you do that. Do a couple tester reps, just like the other ones, just to find where you need to be. Keep the leg a couple inches off the floor. So we got 15 on the right leg, 15 on the left leg, and we are done. Okay, take a breath. Full body contraction. Pack the air in. Find your body. 1, 2, 3. Lift. 4. Lift. 5. Lift. 6. Lift. 7. Lift. 8. Lift. 9. Lift. 10. 5 more. Lift. 11. Straight up. Lift. 12. 13. 2 more. Lift. 14. Last one. Lift. 15. Good. Just switch. Butterfly. Deep breath. This leg goes out to the side. Find it straight out to the side. Find where you gotta be. You can grab the ankle with this leg. Flatten out your mat if you need to. Straight leg out to the side. Find your position and lift. 1. Lift. 2. Lift. 3. Keep that toe straight ahead. Try not to open up. Lift. 4. Lift. 5. Keep raising up your body to make it so you get about an inch or 2 off the ground. Okay? 10 more. Lift. 11. Lift. 12. Lift. 13. Lift. 14. Lift. 15. Take a breath. Very good. Very, very good. So, sorry, we got 5 more. Let's get 5 more. Fine. So, trick to that. Let's go 5 more. Here we go. Take a breath. Lock in and lift. 1. Lift. 2. Lift. 3. Lift. 4. Last one. Lift. 5. Very good. All right. Apologize for that. Trick to there. Thought you were done, and then you got to do 5 more. That's okay. Life throws that at you sometimes, the challenges we weren't expecting. So that was it for today's really hip lift off focus Kinstretch class. That was internal, external rotation, flexion extension, and then adduction followed by abduction or abduction. So it was really all the major actions of the hip that the hip will go through, and we just really focus on lift offs because we just want to get some blood flowing in there. Again, it's good pre-workout, post-workout, recovery activity. Really anything just get the blood flowing in there and all the major motions of the hip trained, and then you now are free to do whatever it is you want to do with your hip. So thank you again for joining me today's a little over 25 minute focus Kinstretch class. I hope to see you up next.